Welcome to Shorty's SuperCoach. How's it going, guys? Bit of a late one tonight, but it's been a strange old week. I normally go live on a Wednesday, and things are looking fine. Then Tuesday night, the internet goes out. I'm like, well, okay, it's not ideal, but, how often's the internet out for more than a day? Well, it was. Apparently, we've got some works going on, like at these train tracks near our place. Apparently, somebody ran into something or ran into a pole or snipped a wire, No people were harmed, but just some construction thing just screwed our internet in the whole area. And I went live on TikTok. It wasn't holding up. I was chopping in and out. So I went down to Macca's car park. I'm filming out of a car park. And then I thought, look, I'll just try my hotspot to go live on YouTube. Maybe that'll work. Could not hold it. It just struggled, chopped out, just went nuts. I was like, far out, okay. So I thought I'll go live tonight. So we did the old Thursday night live, and basically it means I'm a little bit behind. So that's why we're a little bit late, and I'm coming down with just a bit of a cold. I feel like everyone's a bit sick at the moment. My housemates have been sick, people at work. It's getting towards the end of the term as well, and apparently that's when all the teachers get sick, and I'm just like, I'm hanging on for dear life. I slept through my alarm the other day, rolled into work 40 minutes late, so I'm hanging on, but desperately need the weekend. It needs to be a chill one, I reckon. But then again, Brad, happy birthday, Brad. I hope you're still kicking on at work. You're working till midnight, mate. Give him a subscribe, SuperCoach Pro. He's going for drinks Saturday night, so it's like I want to get up for that. But we'll see how we're travelling. At this point, Shorty feels like he needs to just chill. But the thought of beverages with Bradley is just a dangerous option. But we'll see how we go. Now, I'll get into it. We'll have a look at the teams, and they're pretty straightforward. But we do have a fair few rookies to dissect. Here's a few names we're talking about. We'll discuss some of these premiums. Are they keepers? Are these guys actually going to stay on our sides? How many players have you got playing this week too? I'm looking at about 21 or maybe 22, which I'll be really happy about. I was stoked that Jai Clark got named. I crossed my fingers desperately that he's not the sub, otherwise that'll be a bloody disaster. I need it not only for scoring, but cash gen. I need every coin I can get at the moment. Dangerfield comes back. That's good from a Cat's point of view. Jordan Sweet comes back. How random is that? Logan Evans is another guy. I don't know too much about him, but we'll have a bit of a look in a moment. Matt Gruzweski. I don't know how you say it, but that's the bloke we'll take a look at too. Caden Cleary got some really good numbers in the VFL, but I feel like his job security is poor. Simpkin comes back, which will help a few. Brown and Tholstrup are worth consideration, particularly with Petrarca out of the side. We see Will Powell come back, which will definitely have an effect on Alex Sexton. We'll talk about that soon. And then a lot of people wanting Carl Warner to get named. I'm pessimistic that he does get named, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Here's how I'm looking, and I will trade McAuliffe out. We haven't done our... I think I'm almost leaning towards maybe a cheeky VC on Walsh and a C on... I mean, are the Giants going to tag? Can I run with Heaney? Can I go Zorko? Are the Lions going to tag? I mean, probably. Can I trust Butters to break a tag? Don't know. But that's the way I'm looking at it at the moment. So we're going to ride, I think, McAuliffe down to one of these rookies. So we'll take a bit of a deeper dive into the rookies in a moment. But I just wanted to talk about Stewart and Green. I am holding them, and I guess my philosophy around this is not to say you should hold them. They've been disappointing for over a month, so you can definitely get rid of them. I'm not going to talk you out of that one. But someone raised a good point on the live. It's almost too late to sideways trade them because they've lost their value. But also... times are tough. I'm running out of trades. So even if Stewart ends up being my D6 and Green ends up being my M8 or my M9 if Connor Rosie overtakes him, I'm happy for those guys to end up around that stage. But if I get to the point where I've got a completed team with 3 or 4 trades and it's getting later in the year and I feel like I can probably pull that trigger on what I sort of call a luxury trade, upgrading a guy who's more than capable of scoring 100 to a guy who's going to average 110 plus for the rest of the year, that's a luxury trade. So I feel like if I can do that later in the year, I will, but I'm looking to more finish off this midfield with upgrades, So I'm putting aside some coin for Sarong and Rosie over the coming weeks. And then I'd love to also upgrade a Ford to get an F7 going on. McCurchy didn't come in, which was a bit of a kick in the guts. But yeah, I think Fraser may go as well, because I sort of feel like, what's the point of really holding him? He's got a break even at 37, so are we holding him 1 week to make 10k, 30k? But then again, every dollar's going to be crucial, so I don't know. We'll have to assess that one as we go. It might depend what I can do in terms of a trade-in target, but excuse me, sorry about that. Let's talk about some of these rookies now. Kynan Brown, I want to talk about first now. From the research I've done already, looks like he's an inside type of mid at VFL level. Can certainly tackle, got some nice numbers in the VFL. But yeah, known to be a hard worker, hard tackler, contested type of player. And I guess with Christian Petrarca going out of side, that makes sense. That's not to say he's going to come in and play heaps of centre bounce time. I still feel like Tom Sparrow, Rivers, McVee, Pickett, those type of guys might get a run through. Some people hoping Salem does. I sort of feel with Salem that he doesn't really fit the bill with any selection criteria. You're trading in guys to either be a keeper, which Salem won't be, or to make money. And what's he going to do? Make you another 40 to 80k, best case? I don't really see the point in being a trade, but some people are warming to the idea. And a few people also trading out Jordan Dawson and the like. I've got a bit of faith with Dawson, but then again, I'm holding Tom Green and Tom Stewart, so maybe you don't listen to me. But I guess I'm in that mode of, I'm really only going to trade a premium if they're desperately struggling with an injury or even a change in role. Luke Davies-Uniacke is flying too at the moment, but I hear he's under an injury cloud. Take that into consideration when you're looking at your trade. So Brown, I like a lot. Definitely a sub-risk, definitely a chance of getting dropped risk, but I really do like him. He's probably the front runner. I'm just typing and talking and butchering names, but you get the joint, or you get the point. I need to go to bed. But so his numbers, how do you say this bloke's name? Colton Tholstrup. His numbers are just as good at VFL level. Some really good games, some big tackle numbers, but he's a bit more expensive. So how important is 50k? Can be pretty damn important at this stage. So you'll save 50k, and at this point in time, you could approach it with, we'll give it a game or two, see where they slide in, see where they play, are they subs, etc. But if you need to pull the trigger on a player now, there's a lot of variables. So I'd just go the one non-variable, and that's their price. You know you're going to save 50k on Brown, and they're both, for all we know right now, they're both just as much of a chance to be named sub. So leave it right until the final moments if you can get those final teams and make the call. Caden Cleary. Now, he's not one for this year, I don't think, or this week. But these numbers are insane. He's an academy player, and again, inside mid type, some really big numbers here. And again, the tackles are good. He can get around the ground with some high marks. And, look at that, 39 touches he had a few weeks ago. And it's hard to know where they exactly play in their time on ground. So there is a variation in the VFL numbers, but that certainly shows you his upside. So I think he's probably the most talented player of all these guys we're looking at from rookies. But it's hard enough to break into the side at the Swans at the best of times, let alone when you've got Callum Mills a couple of weeks away, maybe 1 week away, and Luke Parker to certainly return once he's ready to come back from suspension. I think it's round 18. So I just don't see any real long-term job security for him. So going to have to put a line through him as much as he does look like a good option. Going to pause that one there, and then we'll have a look at a couple more rookies, and then wind this bad boy up. Okay, I'm not going to have a look at the young Giants. I mean, he's a tall forward option. He's come in for Cadman. Don't like the job security. Certainly don't like the scoring ability. So going to pass on him. Look, probably the play is Warner if he's named. So he's a bit more mature than the rest of them. He's 22. He's got the 2 games under his belt already. He's at a good price. And he actually looked really good. I saw some of this game. He actually looked pretty good for them. I thought he found a fair bit of the footy. Used it pretty well from what I could thought. I don't know if the stats back that up, but 16 touches, 14 effective. So, a few intercepts in there. And look at that, 48% he must have been sub, and he scored 63. So I feel like he's the play, but I'm looking at this bench lineup, and tell me what you think, but I don't see him getting picked. So I feel like Heath Chapman's come back. He's the player to replace Warner. Davies comes in for Draper, I reckon. And look at this. I mean, Hayden Young's definitely getting named. I feel like O'Meara gets named. I sort of feel like Aish gets named. And then I feel as if it's almost... They do like Tom Emmett. He seems to be a solid option. Erasmus is a talented youngster. I feel as if Stewart, they need him in that forward line. So I think it's touch and go. If I had to say, I feel like he won't get named. So that's disappointing, but let's wait and see what the teams bring tomorrow. And if he is named, then I think we've just got to pick him. And then otherwise, I think it was Logan Evans, which we don't know too much about, or at least I don't. Let's just see what he's about for starters. The mid-season draft. Okay, so this could be interesting. I think he played for Norwood, I think it was. Pick 12, 18-year-old. Probably would have preferred mature age, but that's fine. So he's sort of reading like a bit of an intercept defender, is that right? 189. Let's see if we can get a little bit more info on him. Yeah, defender. So it looks like a bit of an intercept type, which, hey, ain't the worst. Now, they did throw the axe a little bit. I wonder what his job security's like. I guess when you're in the team, it's yours to lose, isn't it? You get the sense that he's probably come in for Williams, sort of rolling off that half back. So, look, he's honestly one to consider. I'll have to look a bit further into him, but... And he's 102. Defence, though. Yeah. Don't know how we'll go with dual position. Leave that one with me. Anyway, that's something for me to think about later. But yeah, I don't mind the small bit of research I looked at there. Don't mind it. I have to look at his numbers. But anyway, let me know how you're traveling. Let me know how many you're getting on the field to score this week. And Brad, I hope your shift's gone all right, mate. You're probably nearly done. I'll see you later. Cheers.